here with the producer by the name Versus. He moved to America the summer of 2015 to chase his dreams. Where were you born?
I'm born in Romania. It's a country in Eastern Europe. And I don't know how much people know about it, but it's like most of the countries in the Eastern Europe bloc, it's not that wealthy. And to me, it was the greatest experience I ever experienced, you know, moving out here. So yeah.
So how was life growing up for you back at home?
Bro, my first 20 years, as I said, I was in Romania. I moved here when I was 20. It's different, you know, but Europe and US is different. It doesn't really matter what country you're in. Food is different, people are different, everything. It's like when I moved here, I was like, shit, it's a whole different world, you know, in a good way though.
Okay, so when did you start listening to music?
I started listening to rap music when I was like 6, and you know, growing up, I was listening to like local rappers and stuff, and afterwards I got into American rap music. And when I was like 18 or 17, when Chief Keef first came out, that's when I got in love with Chicago rap, with drill music.
Okay.
You know, and with the whole story, like the way they were portraying it overseas, it sounded like something that's really, really dope, you know.
Okay, you mentioned you was listening to music back in Romania. Like, who was some artists you was listening to at home?
Man, some people, I think I started, it was a group called BUG Mafia. So it was some gangster rappers. There was some other guys called, if you was to translate, they were called like Quality Control. Other people, let me think, man. Cedric, he was a guy that I was listening to a lot, but that was when I was younger. Afterwards I stopped listening to Romanian music, you know, since I was like 15. I was listening just to people from out here.
So how old are you now?
I'm 22.
22?
Yeah.
So when Chief Keef came out, you said that really turned you on to Chicago?
Man, I was like, when I think it was 2013 when he came out, or 2012, but I heard of him like 2013. I was like 18 at that time. And I liked the sound. I didn't really embrace the message, but I liked the sound and the culture and everything, you know. So I was obsessed with it, bro. That's what I was listening to all day, just Chief Keef.
Name some of your favorite songs from Chief Keef back then in 2012.
Like I started with the album Finally Rich, when it first came out. But even those songs that sets up, I think you produced that, right? That sets up. I like that. I like that bang. But yeah, Finally Rich was my favorite album at that point. Yeah.
So since you produce, like, who are some producers that influenced you to start producing and making music?
Young Chop. Young Chop was the biggest one, I can say, as far as making beats. And also when I first started making beats for real, which was like 2011, it was Lex Luger.
Lex Luger?
Yeah. Well, when he first came out with that, with Waka Flocka, with Gucci, you know, and when he first, like 2010, 2011, yeah, Lex Luger.
Okay, so by you being from Romania, the Count Dracula story kind of started like out that way, like growing up, like what kind of story did you hear?
So look, the guy, it's actually a real guy, and his name is Vlad. My name is Vlad too, by the way, my real name.
Wow.
So I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. So it was like a ruler in my country, like a king or something, if it was for me to translate the word, and he used to be very cruel. Like, his name was Vlad the Impaler. He used to impale people. That means they would get a big stick, stick it in your ass, and do make your that's how he was killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like he used to impale people. That was a practice that he used to torture and kill people. So when what's the name of the Brian Stoker, the guy that wrote the book Dracula? When he came to my country and he heard the story about that guy, about Vlad, he was like, oh, he was thirsty for blood, blah blah blah, so let's make him a vampire, you know, let's market him that way. But the castle, it's real, that you see in the movies, the story, it's kinda true, you know. he wasn't sucking blood and stuff like that. But
that's all
but the castle, yeah,
made up.
that's all real. And I've been to the castle and all that stuff. So if you ever visit, it's a real place.
Okay, so all the sucking blood and transform to a different form is like that's just all Hollywood.
That's just marketing, yeah.
Right. So everything besides that, based on the story, is true.
Yeah. It was just a really cruel guy, you know. Well, he was ruling because he was like in the 1500s, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, he used to impale people. That was his main practice of killing people.
So did you have your name versus before you came to America?
Yeah.
So how did you get that name versus?
So as I said, my real name is Vlad, and my last name starts with S. So I put them together, you know, V, S, and that's short for verses. So that's how I came up with it. Yeah.
So you came to Chicago to do some music. Did the Chicago gang violence like have any concern with like your life or anything? Was you scared?
Man, I was never concerned, but I got into a lot of situations because I wasn't concerned. I can say I should have been more careful in the beginning, you know.
Okay.
But I was going to all these places, like just walking in Inglewood, you know. I actually used to live on 63rd Street when I first moved out here. I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations for this music shit.
I was gonna ask you because on your first Instagram post you actually put you're going to die, so live #Chicago. So
Yeah.
you're actually like experiencing now. So you said you thought you would have like kind of thought about it a little more.
Yeah. So I was at that point. I was like, man, I'm really willing to risk everything for this dream, you know, to be a producer in the city. And if I have to go to bad neighborhoods, if I have to be around gun violence, just to be able to pursue this thing, I'm willing to do it.
You willing to do it?
Yeah, so that's what I did. Yeah.
So now that you work with like multiple Chicago artists, like have anybody that you worked with been hurt by gun violence?
Yeah, I actually had people that I worked with that actually died, and people that got hurt, you know, and not in front of me, but yeah, it was a couple people that, you know, unfortunately they actually they were victims to gun violence, you know.
As a civilian living in Chicago, like how do you feel about Chicago gun violence and street gang violence?
I mean, it's like, to me it's all random, because if I don't gangbang, the worst thing could happen to me is being caught in the middle, right? So as far as that, I'm not concerned about anything, and I don't go in bad neighborhoods like that like I used to anymore, because right now people come to me since I have a studio. But yeah, man, in the beginning I was concerned, but right now I don't have to put myself in that situation anymore, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That must be a good feeling.
Yeah.
So like your experience, like living, you say you lived on 63rd, like on the outside looking in, like when you look at the neighborhoods, like what do you see from being from a different country, and like what do you see like going on? What's your look?
So with me it was different because I did my homework before I came. I saw all the videos, I read all the articles about it, you know. I knew what was going on. So I wasn't stupid enough to go out in the night time or go in a back alley and, I don't know, ask for weed or whatever, you know, because people get caught up, get robbed in stupid situations like that, right? You go in a neighborhood, you don't know nobody, you go in a back alley trying to buy some weed or try to do some shit that you're not supposed to do. I was smart enough not to do those things. So as far as that, I did my homework, you know. But if somebody else, maybe coming from where I'm from and being used to the lifestyle we're used to, they would have shit their pants, man, being in some areas, you know, in the city. Just seeing, you know, what's going on around, you know.
So it's like a lot of negativity when people think about Chicago, but just like meeting the people and seeing like firsthand the violence. Like, do you think the violence overshadowed the goodness of Chicago?
I think this only goes in the music industry, to be honest.
Okay.
Like especially in the rap industry, I feel like people have that mindset that's already established in their brain that oh, we're from Chicago, we don't fuck with each other, or stuff like that, you know. I feel it's just a matter of mindset, because the music is there, the talent is there, you know. There's great artists in the city, but I think it's more like of a background problem, because different people come from different gangs and stuff, and they're not supposed to rock with each other. That's all in their mind, you know.
It's just all in their mind.
Yeah.